Hey, today we're here with two of our team members talking about whether living in an HOA is right for you. So today we're talking about homeowners associations, which you will hear us shorten that to call them HOAs. And we have Chris Valley, one of the Valley Team's team leaders, and Carmen Lorenzen, who also is a team member, and they both serve on their HOA boards in their neighborhood. So tell us a little bit more about what you do on these committees.
So currently I'm on the transition committee for our neighborhood, and basically the purpose of the transition committee is to help the homeowners take over the HOA once the builder is no longer in control. There's a lot of details that we need to go over with the builder, make sure that that they have done all the things that they promised us homeowners that they would do. And we also have an attorney that we have retained to help us through that transition period.
Great.
And I am on the ARC, which stands for the Architectural Review Committee. So what we do is if anybody wants to make a change inside of our HOA, or if they want to cut a tree down, build a fence, if they want to repaint their house, anything that can be seen from the road, and really some things that even are in their backyard that may be in the covenants, they have to submit a request to our committee. We have several members of the committee that then vote on that and decide whether the person can proceed with the repair or change to their home.
So you both have served on your HOA boards, but when it comes to your clients, what are some of the most common questions you're getting from them?
So one of the most common questions that I get from my clients is about the price of an HOA, and obviously that cost can vary depending on what the neighborhood has, whether it's gated, if it has a pool, tennis courts. Another thing that can change the cost is how many homes are in that neighborhood. Obviously, the more homes, the more people there are to split that cost.
Right.
And that is a really important factor to take into consideration when you're looking for a new home, because it is something that is going to be factored into what you can afford in your monthly payments.
For sure. One of the biggest questions I get asked is, how strict is this HOA going to be? And the answer is they're all different. So whatever the buyer is looking for, whether it be they want to park an RV in their driveway, or they have a company van with a big logo on the side of it, or if they want to paint their house, and it's a brick house and they want to paint it white brick on top of the brick, I say let's get with the HOA up front and let you contact them and find out where they stand on these particular issues that interest you, so that you make sure they have what you're looking for before you purchase the home.
That's right. And so when it comes to HOAs, what is it that maybe people don't understand?
Good question.
Yeah, I think there's a common misperception that HOAs are there to be party poopers, and they do have a lot of rules in place, but
Yes.
those rules, the purpose of those rules is really to make sure that the property values either stay where they're at or they increase. We don't want to live in a neighborhood where, you know, you're allowed to do whatever you want to your house, and some of those things could cause your value to decrease. So
Right.
we want to make sure our neighbors are also following the rules as well.
One of the big things that people need to know about is that an HOA does have something called a CC&R, which is covenants, conditions, and restrictions, which are legally binding rules of the neighborhood. So you actually can refer to that document and see exactly where that HOA stands on all of the different rules as far as it pertains to that neighborhood.
So when it comes to an HOA, what does an HOA actually do for the homeowners?
So as I mentioned before, you know, its main purpose is to make sure that it's protecting the property values in the neighborhood, and they do this through making sure that homeowners are taking care of their properties, mowing their grass, painting their house when it needs painted, getting permission from the HOA, as Chris had mentioned before, the architectural committee, before making any major alterations to their home.
And are there any other things that an HOA does to help its homeowners?
Yes, for sure. Like what Carmen was saying, with the dues that they collect, that goes towards things like the common area maintenance of the neighborhood, which would be like the entrance. So when you see fresh flowers throughout the year and you see the grass being cut at the entrance and you're wondering who pays for that, that's coming out of the HOA dollars. The HOA also ensures that they're collecting money, the dues that are due from all of the homeowners, and coming up with an annual budget so that everybody knows where the HOA stands and what those dollars are going towards.
Great. And so I know you both have been in neighborhoods showing houses that do not have HOAs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen a few.
And some of them are really well maintained, right? But in many cases, when there's not an HOA, what are some of the negative things that you may have seen in those neighborhoods?
Got any good ones?
Couches on front porches.
Wow,
And
nice.
not an outdoor couch. I mean an indoor.
An indoor couch on a front porch.
Yes.
Nice.
But maybe the porch is like big and, you know.
Still, no.
Nah.
It usually has a refrigerator right next to it, too.
That couch has got to be collecting some mold somehow. Obviously, you'll see where a guy has either his mechanic business or his car hobby business, and so he's got a junk car to the left and 4 or 5 cars on jacks to the right, so just dead cars everywhere, and no plan in sight of actually when they would ever be fixed. They tend to be there for years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know I remember showing a home that had goats and chickens in the backyard. And it was inside of a neighborhood, but that neighborhood didn't have any covenants against that. So you can see all kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what I would say is as you drive through a neighborhood that doesn't have an HOA, there's going to be some people who their yards look immaculate, and there's going to be some people that never do yard work, and then there's going to be the weird ones like Carmen and I are talking about with couches and dead cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that wraps up our video on homeowners associations. I hope you found this information useful, and if you have any further questions, or we can help you determine if living in an HOA community is right for you, please don't hesitate to contact us.
For sure. Thanks for watching, guys. We are always trying to provide value in our videos that we do like this, so be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you do like this video, and let us know your thoughts by commenting below.
And for more real estate videos, hit the bell to be notified when we post new content.